What's going on, guys? We're going to be taking a technical analysis look at Nvidia. It's time to start looking at some of these high-flying stocks that have been absolutely ripping essentially all of 2023 and kind of taking a outlook and projection status and kind of see, where is there areas of opportunity where we can continue to make money, and where should we be ready to start making money to the downside when some of these stronger names do start to pull back. Now, I'm going to start off with Nvidia's weekly time frame. Today we did close at a price of $426.53. This has absolutely been an amazing run on the stock. Now today we were down $3.44. However, it did provide a couple of intraday bounces off of hourly support that you could have taken that we will cover here shortly. But by just looking at this weekly time frame and not taking too much context out of it, let's just look at where some of our recent demand zones are at. We've got the weekly 5-day support sitting at 381. We've got more support at 337. We've got more support at 332. If we do pull back, yes, Nvidia could be looking at one of the stocks that could make a lot of money to the downside. We just need to be ready for it when it happens. We don't need to try to force those short positions prematurely. So if we kind of look at the last 4 weeks of trading here, essentially we got our big breakout over that 319. The real breakout started over 295, 292 area. If you kind of go back here, look at all this consolidation. We finally get that breakout here on the week of 515, and then obviously we had that huge earnings week here where we absolutely exploded. So this is like your true breakout. This is the start of the breakout, and this is your true breakout here. Now you can see that we put in an initial high over this continuation breakout all the way up to 419, and for 2 weeks we kind of pulled back. Now we pulled back into this rising 5-day moving average, and you can see this week we came down into this zone and bounced. So the time to start shorting Nvidia might be near, but we still might be able to squeeze a few more dollars to the long side out of this potential trade. Now we could chop around, we could go sideways, we could pull back a little bit. What I'm going to look for here is just more continuation follow through above $432.89. Let's call it 433 to the long side. Let's try to take a couple more bucks off the stock. Let's continue to ride this. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of options flow here, something that I've been looking at recently and I've been using in my trading plan and strategies for years and years and years. But I've been recently looking at Nvidia's options and kind of seeing, what's on the books. What are people betting on? Are they still coming for those deep out of the money calls? And are the puts starting to load up? Or where are people sitting? Because options flow, when it comes to taking trades, entries, and exits and pivots, it can really help you, especially intraday, if you get a lot of deep out of the money options flow that's coming in very quickly. Now, if we kind of scroll to the daily chart here and see exactly what's going on, this candle here that we closed on could be a little bit of a pause candle. It could be a pause candle for a continuation to the upside, or it can be a pause candle signifying that we're having a look at a little bit of a downside move come. Now that doesn't mean that Nvidia is going all the way back down to 300. All it means is there could potentially be some opportunity to the downside. So as I mentioned, we're going to keep that top side pivot for calls above $433. We are going to try to target 450, 455 on Nvidia to the long side. Now here's my kind of what I'm thinking in my thought process. Let's say we do pull back, okay? Let's say for example, we do pull back a little bit, but we never really lose any levels of significance. So let's say, for example, we never really lose like 400, 398. We kind of stay trading above that. There might be opportunities to short on intraday kind of smaller time frames. I personally would expect Nvidia to kind of trickle and go sideways and kind of just slow grind potentially into 440s and 450s before we see a significant pullback. That's just my opinion. Again, my opinion. So if we do break the 433, let's look for the continuation and the slow grind into the 450s. Now, if we're looking for a short-term trade, maybe a pause day, a rest day, a little bit of a down day in the market, again, we're looking at a long weekend coming up. We've got a holiday on Monday day. A lot of traders might not want to, you know, hold profits into the weekend because anything can happen. They might be a little bit of profit taking. So tomorrow I'm also going to be looking at the 422, 421 breakdown to the downside, and I'm going to look to clean up profits before 411. That's our rising daily support at the 5-day moving average. So tomorrow's trade is very simple. Anything below 421, we're going to look to short. Anything above 433, we're going to look to sell. Now, if you have been swinging and you are deep in the money and you have made a lot of unrealized gains, please start locking up those profits. You can hold runners for that 455 test, but don't be upset if we come back down and test 410 and 400 and you give back a lot of those gains. Make sure you're taking profits always. Okay, so tomorrow's trade is very simple. Below 421 or above 433, that's what we're looking for. Anything above 433, we're looking for the slow grind into 450, and anything below today's lows, we're looking for that 410 kind of test of the 5-day moving average. Now, if I quickly look at the options flow here and look at some of the strikes, tomorrow's in the money strikes that are on the books, we have $12 million for 420. Those are already in the money and printing. We have tomorrow's expiration of 430s, those printed today for $10.5 million. And then I'm looking here, we've got a $500 strike here for $6.5 million on January for 2024. And that's essentially it, right? 420s, 425s, 395s, 475s here for $5.5 million in August. If we look at the put side here, the buyers are absolutely outweighing the sellers at this point, but you can start to see those 450 and 455 puts starting to come on the board. So if we look at $6 million in premium here and $5 million in premium here, for 2 weeks out and about 3 weeks out here, July the 7th and June the 23rd, 455 strikes. We have put orders for 5.5 million and then 6 million here on the 450s. So going back to the chart, what did I say here? The upper Bollinger Band is sitting at around 450. If we do continue to go sideways and we continue to kind of break and grind higher, which is not a clean trade like this day or this day, you know, where it's just kind of slowly trickling, maybe we can trickle into the 440s and 450s before we see that significant pullback. But again, short term, for a day trade only, anything below today's lows, you might want to take those put opportunities. So realistically, the big money options players are kind of betting, you know, that we kind of stagger at around 450, 455, take a pause, and then they're going to clean up those profits before a continuation or a continued back test. So with that being said, look for those two trades. If you're swinging, if you're an investor, I hope you've been taking some profits. We're up, I think, over 200% on the year on Nvidia alone. So again, do not be greedy. Some people, you know, never get 200% out of a stock in their portfolio in the entire lifetime that they hold the stock for 5-10 years. You guys have gotten this in a matter of 6.5 months. So take some profits. Don't be greedy. Don't be stupid. With that being said, if you guys want to learn a little bit more detailed way of trading, bigger supply and demand zones, and how you can use intraday pivots along with options flow, as well as scalping strategies, maybe you're looking to add an extra $1,000 to your bottom line, an extra $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 in profits depending on your account size, and you haven't gotten over that edge yet. I have been helping traders for the past 3-4 years now, been a full-time trader for 8 years, helping traders develop correct trading plans based on their overall account size, getting the right trading mentality, and leaving the ego at the door. There's a lot of mindset work that goes into this. There's a lot of discipline that goes into this. And there's a lot of technical stuff that you guys need to start doing in order to become more profitable. If you want to trade with me and the rest of my team at evolutiontraders.com, get access to the live trading and live chat in Discord, make sure you guys sign up at evolutiontraders.com. It's a one-time fee to become a lifetime member. If you guys want to join the Discord just to kind of chat around a little bit, you're not going to have access to all of our watch list and our talk with the live traders who are actually trading, but you can start getting the feel of how the community kind of flows. Definitely join the Discord down in the description box below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.